You've heard it before, running will ruin your knees, especially as you age. But is that really true? Here's the thing, running doesn't ruin your knees. Weak muscles and instability do. But the good news is we can fix it. In this video, we're going to go through 5 essential exercises that'll strengthen your knees, reduce the risk of injuries, and keep you running strong well into your 50s, 60s, and beyond. And to make it better, I've got Hayley here with me to help demonstrate every exercise. Stick around because the last exercise has been a real game changer for Hayley, strengthening her knees and making her run even faster. First up, we have an exercise I call the clock, which is critical for strength and stability for runners as they age. All right, Hayley, what we're going to do is you're going to use a mini band. You're going to put that around the top of your kneecaps. Hold on to something for balance if you need to. All right, and what you're going to do is you're going to have all the weight on your left leg, a slight bend in your knees, and you're going to reach forward. Imagine a clock in front of you, so 12, 3, and 6 o'clock. You're going to reach forward for the 12 o'clock. You're going to step out for the 3 o'clock, and you're going to step back for 6 o'clock. We're going to do 5, so that is 1 round. 12, 3, 6 equals 1, and we're going to do 5 repetitions there. You will feel the left side start to burn. That's good because we're using the glutes to stabilize there. You're also going to feel the glutes working a little bit with the band, so you can step so that you get good resistance in the band. That is excellent. What you don't want to do is you don't want to reach too far forward, losing the balance on this foot or shifting your weight. You want to ensure that you've got that weight there. Can you face the wall for me, please? Turn around that way. Yep. So same thing on the same side, just so that you can show that you're keeping the balance on this leg and you're not shifting your weight forward or to the side or to the back. Very good. Good. Excellent. We'll also know, you'll see Hayley also has a strong torso that's standing upright and she's not leaning into that movement. Excellent. Thanks. This exercise is excellent for wobbly or knees falling in during your runs. And the reason for that is that it strengthens the glutes. Biomechanically, when we are running, if we have weak glutes, our hips tend to internally rotate, which then causes our knees to do the same thing. And the body is a chain. So if something is weak up here, it's going to move slightly down, and that is perhaps why you have sore knees. If we strengthen those glutes, we have good external rotation of the hips, and biomechanically we are able to run far more efficiently because our pelvis is nice and strong and not collapsing with every single step. It's not just about running form, it's about giving your knees the backup that they need to handle every step, and that's why this next exercise is key. Next, Hayley, we have pogo jumps. You can use something for stability, and I recommend that you do. So we are using the treadmill here as a little bit of stability, and the goal of this is to essentially look like a pogo stick, jumping up and down. We're going to start with double leg, so you're going to jump with both legs, and you're starting off, the first part of the exercise is that you're jumping, but with your knees slightly bent. Feet together, knees slightly bent, and we want to stay in the same spot. So do 5 jumps while you are bending your knees a little bit up and down. That's it. Just 5 jumps like that. Excellent. The goal is to try and stay jumping on the same spot and to minimize contact with the ground. Next, the progression from there is to try and keep your legs a little bit more stiff so that we get a bit more springy. And again, focus here on minimal contact with the ground or quick contact with the ground and staying in the same spot. So 5 of those. Yes, stiff legs. Excellent. Trying to get as high as you can, minimal contact with the ground and staying in the same spot. So that is probably where most people will get to. But if you can progress from there, we would progress to a single leg pogo. You can start again with the knee slightly bent on that single leg and then progress to a stiffer leg. So 5 of those. Yeah, lovely, Hayley. Nice height. And then try and minimize the contact with the ground or a quick jumping up and down. Excellent. Perfect. Lovely. We normally aim for minimal of around 4, maximum of 8 repetitions, double leg, and again, same when you move into single leg. Don't progress this too quickly. Rather stay and ensure that your form and your technique is key because it is an explosive plyometric exercise. Right, Hayley, from here, we're going to move to another exercise that focuses on control and stability. We're doing reverse isometric lunges. Isometric means that the muscle is contracting, but you're staying still. Think of pushing against a wall. The wall isn't moving and you're not moving, but the muscle is still contracting. We're doing reverse lunges because that takes a little bit of strain off the knees. People often complain that lunges hurt their knees, but it's probably because they're doing it with the wrong technique and the wrong sort of motion. So let's go into this. Hayley, you can face me. We are going to do a reverse lunge. So you're going to step back into position. Good. So you want a wideish stance before you go down into the lunge. So then when you go down into the lunge, that's important. You're going to go down. Don't stand up for me again. Don't lean forward into the lunge. You're going to go down into the lunge, and you'll see Hayley has a very nice 90 degrees here in that knee and 90 degrees in the back knee. We're holding this isometrically for 15 to 30 seconds, depending on what you can manage. The goal is not to touch the ground. So you don't put your knee on the ground, but work within your limitations. So if you need to come up a little bit more to manage that, that is completely fine. But again, Hayley has a nice torso, nice and straight here, shoulders back, looking at something. So the minute you look down, your whole body will follow you down. That's it. So this is a great exercise for strengthening quads, hamstrings, glutes, to ensure that you have the stability while you are running every single step of the way. Stability exercises like the clock and this reverse lunge train your body to stay aligned, especially for repetitive movements like running. And this is key to help prevent knee injuries. Quick side note, I'm hosting a free masterclass and I think you're going to love it. In it, I will go through exactly how to recover faster, stay injury-free, and run continually well through your 50s, 60s, and beyond. Click on the QR code on screen now or in the link below. For the next exercise, we're doing hamstring walkouts. So you're going to be lying down on the ground with your knees bent like Hayley is. Eccentric hamstring exercises are really key. So just to explain what that means, every time we run, every time you push off the ground, your muscles are contracting, but the muscle fibers are coming together. Every time that foot lands on the ground, that's shock absorbing. The muscle fibers are contracting, but they're pulling apart. So you can see that that is a little bit less strong almost. And so we want to build that eccentric contraction so that we can get stronger for running. So let's get into that. Hamstring walkouts. Hayley, you're going to have your feet just slightly further apart. We're going to contract the core and just make sure that we're engaging there before we lift the hips. So pull that belly button down to the spine so we're nice and controlled there. Raise the hips up, holding it in that position. What you're going to do is you're going to lean onto your heels and you're going to step one foot out and the next foot out and bring it back in and bring it back in, keeping the hips up the entire time. Start small. Don't take a massive step. We want to work within limitations. So you work within your own limitations, ensuring that you can do the movement properly while keeping the hips up. You can relax over there. It's really key, guys, that you don't take a massive step out. Try it at home. You'll feel that that really works the hamstring eccentrically. Start small and progress from there. We're aiming from a minimum of 4 repetitions on each side, and we can build it up to 6 to 8 repetitions on each side. But again, the progression would be that we would then, instead of increasing the repetitions, you would increase the distance that you step on either foot. Now we're getting into the exercise that has been really effective for Hayley, as well as a ton of female athletes over the age of 45 on our Coach Parry platform. They are single leg step downs. They are excellent exercises because we're working again on glute strength, but we're also focusing on balance and stability, which helps with overall coordination. If you think about running, it is essentially can be described as stepping and losing balance and stepping again. And so we want to do exercises that are unilateral so that we're strengthening one side at a time. Right, Hayley, let's get into it. So you're going to use a step, not too high, and please ensure that it is stable. You're going to make sure that you've got something to balance on if you need to. One leg in front off the ground, and the goal here would essentially feel like you're wanting to tap your heel onto the ground. So let's give it a go, Hayley. You want to sort of bend that knee and tap down. That's it. I don't mind that the knee leans a little bit over your toe, because in real life, if you're stepping down steps, that tends to happen. So we want to get strong there. But it's really important that that knee tracks in line with the foot so that it doesn't go all wobbly, so we're engaging the glutes as we go. That is good. And you also, if you are struggling, you can feel like you want to almost sit down. So push that bum back and sit down. That's excellent. Just keeping the chest up, keeping the eyes looking forward. We can start small with 4 to 5 repetitions on each side, and you can build up to 8 repetitions on each side. If you don't have a step, you can just do the movements without a step, still focusing on the basics here of keeping that knee tracking in line with the foot. These exercises aren't just about protecting your knees, they're about helping you run better, stronger, and pain-free at any age. But here's the thing, strong knees are only part of the equation. To truly improve your running, you need better mobility too. And that's why I really want you to check out this video and see if you can do these 6 exercises. If you can, your mobility is excellent. Click here to watch it now, and I'll see you there.